Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fat Buddies podcast. This is the third show, the third edition. We are coming close to Christmas, so this is quite a special edition because I'm at the countryside right now, and I know Jake is preparing also for some family dinners. Yeah, how are you, Jake? And good to have you in the show for another show. Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Um, yeah, Christmas is approaching. Merry Christmas, you guys. We're looking forward to a busy week here, and Futmas has been going really well on FIFA, so it's been a pretty exciting time in the FIFA community. We've all been a little bit more positive over the last few days, so I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, so guys, don't forget you can also listen to this show also on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, and on Spotify. If you don't want to see our faces on YouTube, that's fine. Don't worry about it. And also, yeah, just a short comment here for Santa because Santa will be coming very soon. I hope for everybody else also. Santa came early for me with this Ferland Mendy Fatmas card, and yeah, I completed the SBC. I really loved the guy. The gold card, I played with him like for, I don't know, 200 games,
Wow.
so I needed to do the SBC. And starting with that, we are going into the first segment, what's new this week. So Jake, we had Fatmas, and we are having Fatmas every day. I feel that every day Fatmas players are better and better. What do you think about them? And maybe let's go a little bit to the most to the best of them.
Yeah, so I think there's been some really good Footmas SBCs lately and really fair price. I thought Davinson Sanchez came out, and I think he was really fairly priced simply because there's a lack of Premier League center backs this year. With there's Van Dijk, there's Scream Otamendi, but other than those two, there's no one that prominent. So I thought Davinson was fairly priced. I think Ferland Mendy, he was definitely on the expensive side, but they gave him a +5 upgrade, which was really unheard of so far during Footmas. And I think a lot of pros had used his base card for their teams, especially when the rating requirement was pertinent. So I think that they priced him fairly for what might be the best left back in the game. There's been a few more that I like too, like starting with Murillo. He was a cheap Serie A center back. I really like that. The objective Roussillon was fantastic because you can link him easily with Hernandez, center back from Bayern. And then Sissoko was a player we've all wanted as well. Yes, he was expensive, but he's also one of the most used center mids in the game this year. So when they upgrade a card like that, it's never going to be very cheap. And he's definitely comparable with those big, tall center mids like Vieira now. So I think that looks really good to me. And then like today we got Renato Sanchez, who is like a keepsake in FIFA. I'm gonna pull up his card here, and he's almost Hullet gang with all 80s, and he only costs 35k. Only his defense is lacking a little, but he's one of the best center midfielders in that league. So they've been really making Footmas back on track. They've been doing affordable SBCs, or at least player selection has been on point. And I've been a big fan the last few days. What about you?
Yeah, so I remember that during the last show we were like complaining a little bit about how expensive and not
Yeah.
not are the players, and they didn't have big upgrades.
Yep.
But I think like 1 or 2 days after that we got De Gea, 90 rated goalkeeper, which during this season with Man United probably will not get a team of the week player on how he's playing.
Yep.
So you said about Davinson Sanchez,
Mm-hmm.
you are right with center backs in Prem. Everybody plays with center backs or defenders from La Liga or other leagues, so
Yep.
we were lacking there. We've got also players like let's say not not the most meta players like Fekir, Rebic,
Mm-hmm.
or Delph in objectives,
Mm-hmm.
or Thiago Mendes, but these are players who people expected to get. And what was nice also this season of Fatmas is that we got only players from top five leagues.
Yep.
During last seasons, we got also players from other leagues, and not a lot of usage was in place for those players. So yeah, actually we got Acuna
Yep.
from Liga NOS, which was like a very nice upgrade and a very nice player. What can I say? I'm very happy with how Futmas is going. We have 1 or 2 more days, depending on when you're gonna listen to this podcast,
Hmm.
remaining. So yeah, I'm happy. This was, I believe, it was the best promo from this season.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the player selection has been so fun recently. And even with Acuna being outside the top five leagues, he's one of the best super subs statistically in the game. And I know a lot of people completed him, so I think from EA standpoint, kind of like we mentioned the first time, if you're getting a high completion percentage with these cards, you know that you're doing something right. Whether it's picking the right players simply like Mendy or Sissoko, where price barely matters, or pricing them accordingly and making them pretty buffed like Acuna or Renato Sanchez, then I think it's a win from them. I think that's what they should go off of, and according to previous years and upcoming years, they should really just go off completion percentages and aim for like a 30 to 40% on the players.
No, I agree. And what we also got this week were some road to the final Europa League cards, which were very nice to get because
Yeah.
people didn't expect them, and they really had like very nice players in the selection. So okay, not from let's say top 10 teams in Champions League, not like this kind of players, but Europa League has some nice teams like Rangers, like Sporting, like I don't know, a lot of teams. So what do you think? What do you think? Should we expect also a road to the final cards batch 2, like another release in packs during next weeks?
Yeah, last year they released actually a second batch during Futmas, and this year they've kind of trickled in a few SBCs like Diego, Carlos, and Bolasi, who were both completed extremely heavily as well. I mean, those two cards look great. Carlos is a great center back with links, and then Bolasi is just a nice upgrade. And then not only that, he's a FIFA favorite from years past, which is awesome. But it looks to me like they're kind of segueing or leading into Road to the Final Two, which would probably contain a small team of players. I would guess just like 11, but that would still be pretty awesome to me. They're really fun cards to trade with and live, and people like them. You can see by the value of the first batch. So I'd love to see it personally, and I think it's coming.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I told you during previous shows that I really like these live cards. I like to watch the games and just buy them if they score a goal or something like
Yeah.
this.
Yep.
And also, what we got this week, it was League One Player of the Month. Okay, I will not talk a lot about him because he's not so worthy, but Werner POTM was really nice, +2 upgrade,
Yep.
and a very OP German striker who's also in very good ranks together with Royce for POTM for December. So yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was fairly priced. We've gotten a ton of Futmas SBCs that kind of relate to him, like Havertz and Witzel, and he's one of the few strikers in that league. So if you're rocking a Bundesliga side, I think you pretty much had to complete him, like almost regardless of price, kind of like Mendy situation.
Yeah. And just to finish on what happened this week, we've got Sancho, Coutinho, Hernandez,
Hmm.
Salah, and De Bruyne in Team of the Week. And I believe it was a quite nice Team of the Week considering previous selections, and they could have made it even worse. But this was a good team selection.
Yeah, I thought they fit in a few players. I know that I didn't see Hernandez in many predictions, so that was nice to
Mm-hmm.
see him there as a really nice French left back, probably the best one in the Serie A right now. Um, I thought that was fantastic. I saw Donnarumma in more predictions than him, so I think they did that swap there. And then they included De Bruyne and Salah, which was they both had great performances, but sometimes they don't include two prime players like that. So I was happy to see it, especially Salah with that position change is really cool.
Going next, and I want here to talk a bit about EA. Um, I believe they improved, let's say, this promo
Mm-hmm.
based also on beginning of the week feedback from users, because uh, there were a lot of people complaining. They released Futmas together with Team of the Year nominees, and it was a little bit of lack of communication from EA. Also, they released a pitch note regarding connectivity and matchmaking.
Yep.
Actually, after they released the pitch note and they said about the changes, EA servers crashed the next day, and they delayed the weekend league with another day, so people can play even today. We are recording this on Monday,
Uh-huh.
so I believe things changed a little bit from our last discussion, and this is something nice to consider. Um, Going to the second segment, Jake, do you want to tell something for the people who wanna learn to trade better? What do you have this week for them?
Yeah, I'd love to take a look at something that happened regarding this recent team of the week. So I have it up on my screen right here, and what we're going to look at is two examples. We're going to look at De Bruyne and Salah, and we're going to look at something called substitute trading or substitute investing. And basically, this has to do with when a new card comes out that's in the same position or a similar version of a card, you see a previous version of the card drop in value. So, in summary, when De Bruyne is getting a new inform, and it was revealed he was going to get an inform on Wednesday, people panic sold his other version. So I'm going to click on his card right here, and I'm going to show you what happened with his team of the group stage on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, people saw that he was getting that new upgrade, and they thought to themselves, okay, I'm going to want that new card, or either that, or my card's going to go down in value. I should sell it now before it crashes. So everyone gets this kind of fear, and they sell their previous versions they had. So what happened on Wednesday is that, and if I can pull up my screen here, he went down, and this won't be a great reflection because it's going to take an average price, but basically he went down to 385K about on Wednesday during that drop. I know Footbin is reading a daily average here, but trust me, he did. He went down to 385 about, and then on that Thursday he bounced right back up to about 470. So literally people panic sold him from 470 down to 380, and then people could buy at the bottom at that 380 and resell on Thursday for like 50K profit or more per card. And the reason that works is because that new inform came out, this 94, which is a really, high rated card. It's not going to get packed a lot. So when this new inform came out, this card started around 800K. So the people that had De Bruyne and their team thought to themselves, I don't want to pay 800K. I'm just going to use that old version. So they bought back probably the same cards that they were selling. The same exact trend happened with Salah, and you can look for that when new team of the week comes. If you see a new team of the week coming that already has special cards, you'll probably see some panic selling on them, and if you can catch the bottom of that panic selling, it's a good profitable opportunity.
Yeah, no, this is a very good lesson to learn, and I think it's not always only with team of the week, but it's also with, let's say, promos who get a screen in game. Let's say if there is a promo on Friday and we get a screen on Thursday, and people see some players who have like a lot of special cards there, they start to panic, sell them, and wait for the new players who, of course, will be very expensive. So,
Yeah, and another quick example of this is when De Gea came out. He was so cheap as a goalie that there was panic selling primarily of Premier League goalkeepers. So Lloris actually that day he went down. He went down to about 147K, and now he's back up, especially with Davinson helping. But now he's back up to 179K. So you could have bought him for around 145K on Saturday, and now he's already back up to 175K, which is crazy. That's like 20K profit per card already. And we looked for those opportunities because De Gea was so cheap. People were all selling off their goalkeepers to swap De Gea in their team. But, he was only out for a day. So after that day, people are going to buy back some of these great goalkeepers.
Yeah, I believe the trading community was very happy this week because
Yeah.
a lot of trades like this could have been done. Also, the fact that Fatmas players are available only for 1 day
Hmm.
makes the other players drop a lot
Yep.
and recover after a day. And also, a lot of SBC fodders went up
Hmm.
because requirements were very nice and a lot of people wanted to complete these players. So I believe also this is one reason about all this positivity around Fatmas on Twitter and on social media, because also the trading community did a lot of made a lot of coins. So I
Definitely.
believe everybody was happy this week.
I agree.
Going next, so we have couple more days of Fatmas. Also, the next team of the week will be released on Wednesday. I believe we are expecting two ones to watches. We are expecting Lukaku and Ben Yedder. They both had
Yep.
2 goals and 1 assist, I think.
Yep.
And also we are expecting, I don't know, someone. People are hoping for someone like Neymar for very good 2 games during because there were 2 games, one Wednesday, one Saturday, I think.
Yep.
Who else? Do you know? Maybe some other. I think this Europa League card. Diego Carlos also had
Okay.
one goal during this weekend, so maybe he will get also a team of the week player. Also, Alexandro had 2 assists, so that's a, let's say, a historically he was an OP player in FIFA, not so much this year, but
Hmm.
a nice player to link up. So yeah, we have quite a lot. Willian scored 2 goals against Tottenham in the derby,
Okay.
in the London derby. So we have a quite nice selection of players. Also, as we said, we are expecting maybe road to the final cards in packs, and why not? We can talk about also the icon swaps who will get released, I believe, on 26th.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that it's interesting because there are some leaks that are becoming more prominent. I know that like leak people that are leaking things are like almost fighting in the Twitter community about who's right and who's wrong and who gets them first. So it's kind of
Yeah.
funny because I mean, really they're gaining followers and people only care about the information they have. They don't really care about the accounts. If anyone has leaks, they grow really fast. So I think they're all kind of fighting over that a little bit, but it's making information become really widespread because there's 3 or 4 accounts I think right now that are all talking about them or quoting things. And for these icon swaps, though, they did say something interesting that seems logical to me. Is if you look in the companion app, a lot of these primes don't have pictures, but there are a handful of primes that have pictures in the companion app, which makes it seem really likely that they're going to be featured in the icon swaps. So I think some of them are Sol Campbell, Zambrata, Barnes. There's a couple other, but if you look in your companion app and you notice there's a prime with a picture, that looks unusual to me, and that should signify something. So I think a lot of those are being leaked to be in the icon swaps.
Yeah, from what I've seen, and I'm one of the people who don't promote leaks. I You will never see a leak on my Twitter or so on. But from what I've seen, because you can search on Twitter Fatmas leaks, you can search Team of the Week leaks, and you'll get some results. So I don't encourage you to do that, but you can see them. So from what I've seen, the icon swaps selection, it's not that great. Of
Yeah.
course, they wouldn't put like top meta icons there because they will be like free to get. Okay, not free because you'll spend a lot of time getting them, but they are cheaper than getting coins,
Yeah.
and they weren't so great. I still hope. I mean, they weren't so great for me. I played the game. I want to improve my team. I did the swaps in the first batch, and I got Butragenio. So I kind of expect the swaps to be good also for my team.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all about that. All about improving your team, picking players that you maybe have some kind of an emotional connection with. That's fine too. Even if they're not the best in FIFA, if you looked up
Mm-hmm.
to them as a kid or loved watching them play, I think that's really awesome. And then if you're using it for FIFA purposes, trying to think of positions that are end game. I mean, I think of outside backs. They're pretty few and far between right now in FUT until Team of the Year. Those guys are a really good look in my opinion, whereas the midfielders and attackers are just overloaded. So I think defenders could be a really good look for icon swaps. But yeah, just pick someone you love or that fits your play style, and I think you're good to go. And that you can get with a reasonable amount of time. I know not many people will get those upper tier ones because it's just going to take so much time and effort, and you might not pay for it with coins, but time is money too, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for people who play a lot the game, who play squad battles, who play division rivals, who play FUT champions, these swaps, these tokens sometimes are quite easy to get. They just need to put the right team on the pitch, and they will get the wins. For others who really like play, who trade or play only FUT champions, they are, let's say, more difficult, and with that time you can always trade and get maybe even better players than the swaps. So
Yeah.
that's true also.
Mhm.
Um, going to the end, let's say, of the podcast, we want
Yep.
to make it shorter this time to leave you people enough time and space to, I don't know, get the Christmas tree done, to go get some presents for your loved ones, or don't stay and play FIFA during Christmas. Do we have any questions this week, Jake? And I see you asked some questions on Twitter. Some people don't know already about the podcast, so maybe we will promote this one even better. We will tweet this out.
Yeah, I got a couple. I
Um,
got a couple questions that came
mhm.
in. They said,
Shoot.
"Where are you guys from?"
Okay, so I'm from Romania, Eastern Europe.
And I'm from Minnesota in the United States, which is pretty central United States. Another question I said, "What should I invest in for marquee matchups?" I have a lot of trading questions that came in because I'm a trading account,
Of
but
course, of course. No, pick couple of them, and if you
yeah,
have like a short answer to them, that would be great.
sure. Marquee matchup. Someone said, "Should I invest in Celtic gold players for 600 coins?" And it's a good idea because Celtic versus Rangers is probably going to be featured. But that kind of league, and other than the outside top five leagues, they don't often request specific teams. So I tell people to invest in the nation and the league. So they should invest in Scottish players. Any quality. I like to do silvers that play in the Scottish Premiership at 150 coins. You can't go really wrong with that. So I think that's a good look this week. Don't get the specific teams; they won't ask for them usually.
And one important thing, because the person who asked you really knew the things. For this week,
Hmm.
we have only, just remember, guys, we have only Premier League. Like we have it for next weekend, and we have the Scottish League. So this derby
Yep.
Celtics with Rangers has very high chances in getting in.
Yep.
And one of advice from my side, if you can and you can see like good prices, sell in the hype, just to
Yep.
make sure you get some money back.
Very safe. Yep. Another question that said, "When is Team of the Year?" And there are reports of it coming out January 6th right now. And what can you invest in on a low budget? Probably the best low budget and safest investment you could possibly make for Team of the Year is investing in rare gold players for 600 coins. They'd have to be a 75 rated overall, and there are a handful. But if you get them for 600 coins and they do their usual upgrade packs, people spam those and they require rare gold players. So basically, those go up in value usually to around 1K to 1200 coins. So you can almost double
Mm-hmm.
your coins on those. Super duper easy. You could stock your club full. You could have a transfer list. You could go unassigned if you're really low budget, but that works pretty well. And then they'll also do things like you've seen this week with Futmas, like Futmas challenges, where they do a small daily SBC. And what works really well for those is investing in outside positions that are strong links. So basically, same nation, same league, which would be like England in the Premiership, German in the Bundesliga, Italian in the Serie A, if you can get that at right mid, right back, or left back, you should make some really good profit.
Very, very good advice here, and you can never go wrong with these investments. And I can say about them for all the promos. So if you have a
Yeah.
strong league, and like a link between the league and the nation, and if you have let's say outside positions, as you said, like left back, right backs, left mid, right mids, these go very well because you need, if you need the chemistry, you will need these kind of players.
Yeah. And then we'll answer one more question here just because we don't want it to get too long. We'll take some more in
Mm-hmm.
next show, too. Someone said, do you think that we should go for Batshuayi or Perisic, which I think are the two objective players?
Yeah,
Um,
they are season objectives. Yeah.
yeah, and I personally think that Perisic is the better look there due to the position in the league. I think that Batshuayi wouldn't be used that often due to his stats. I wonder if I can pull him up here on Footbin, but just due to his statistics from what I saw, I don't think he's gonna make it into many squads at this point, unfortunately. So I think Perisic,
Actually, actually, what I know, and I will also check Batshuayi.
yeah,
Perisic has also 5 star. Batshuayi also has 5 star weak foot. 5 star weak foot. So both they have a 5 star. So that's a good choice for. I mean, for if you have a Bundesliga team, you can go with Perisic and link him with a lot of players. But Batshuayi is also nice.
yeah, yeah. So, I mean, who would you rather take, Florian, out of those two, or just based off the team you're rocking?
Actually, I don't have any player from Premier League in my team.
Mm-hmm.
So I have Timo Werner, I have Gnabry, probably. So I will do Roussillon. I have Mbabu, which there were like let's say 3 players,
Okay.
and I will go probably for Perisic, but I don't think I will finish the season objectives because they are like a lot. You need to play like squad battles, and I don't like that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad that they're giving it out for free. I mean, that's a pretty huge upgrade on bats. That's a +8. So I think they're doing pretty well with the players, and you definitely have to work for them. But people wanted something they could grind out. So I think they've done a little bit better in implementing stuff like that. They really need to make sure the time is worth it. So that a +8 to 10 upgrade on these cards to me is worth it because you have to put in hours upon hours to get them. So I think that's totally justified. It will be good for people to grind over their holidays here, though.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree, and I really like when they release a player and it's not just one plus one upgrade, it's like plus
Yeah,
3 or 4 or 5, and that makes me, even if the player is more expensive, I don't really care about that. I care like the upgrades to be better.
same, definitely.
And with this, I want to say to everybody Merry Christmas, and I hope I actually I think we will. I don't know. We hear each other next year or still this year. I don't know.
Yeah, one of the two.
One of the two. And but for all what comes after Christmas, I wish you all the best. And yeah, stay safe. Don't play too much FIFA during holidays, and don't do anything that me or Jake wouldn't do. So
Amen.
yeah,
Amen. Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you guys so much for the support, and we'll talk to you guys soon.